is the result so far. We're putting it on, but that's like 30, 30 to 60 minutes. So it says, right? But yeah, every Friday too. So today, right? Just going over to drive time in Hawthorne. The officer is right on the way, and you already know I own my own vehicle, so my real thing is basically finding out on how, because y'all been teaching me about a lot of how to, build your credit. So I want to know. I already got good credit. You feel me? I'm almost back at 700, right? So regardless, right? I'm on my way there, so I hit the blue line, Willowbrook, right? Officers right there, sheriffs. So I'm looking like, okay, these officers right here in the sheriff department, right? So they run into people that's headed to the the game, the Olympics. The Olympics going on out here, right? In Los Angeles. So they're on the metro, on the I, and they're speaking all of this weird stuff, right? Now, mind you, okay, these are grown adults, but they ran the children. Now, you already know what I've been addressing, what a lot of people have been addressing, right? So, money, right? So, they're running to individuals just like that. Same look on their face, same facial expression, all that, right? Whatever, right? So they're telling them these lines, these stories, and all this other stuff. Not stuff you want to tell a child, not stuff you want to instruct a child. The children is looking like, y'all stupid. You feel me? Like, they're looking at them like, y'all stupid, But, they were trying their hardest to instruct the kids. So I'm looking at the kids like, y'all know, like, these kids is connected to God already. They're connected to the country. They're being compensated like a mug. Like they're really being compensated for this. So the individuals, these sheriffs, they were all males. You feel me? So I leave there. I get to Hawthorne. That's not even to mention, like, on the way there was a lot of confessions. You feel me? So I get to Hawthorne. They get off. And it's a gang of more officers all up there, like parked, like you feel me, like patches, like so you already know I know the business already. You feel me? Like it is what it is. They're gonna confess regardless. That's their way of throwing up the white flag, whatever, right? So they're confessing. Some of them is not. They're just posting, you feel me? But a lot of them is confessing, right? And it is what it is. But I get there, and I can't help it, you feel me? I started like letting it be known, like, look, if these individuals, they saying he don't like this, he don't like that, why are they constantly being seen on camera and everywhere by everybody trying to turn me on? You feel me? Like, how can you say I don't like something, but you're running to the something that you say I do not like? Females, right? And then you turn around and you try to exploit them. But I'm not even know. I never paid for that at a day of my life. So why should I turn around and believe in that? A woman being exploited, you feel me? Or a female or a child or whatever, right? Believe in that. So these individuals trip out on this. Getting us, you feel me? Like, so trip out. These individuals, they're doing them. I walk, I get to where I'm getting to. Mind you, the same script. My parole is right there. Now, mind you, I'm finna get off parole. They finna overturn my case that I caught as a juvenile, right? no evidence, no nothing. So everybody already knows in court. So they're finna do that, right? Then on top of that, the lawsuit, and then all this behind it. You get what I mean? Now trip out on this. Down the street from the parole, also the job that I was at, officers was calling in on Zoom, like trying to play that game, right? Trip out on this now. I get to drive time way down the street, same strip. Guess who was on their Wi-Fi, which is cyber stalking. But they're calling it in to, you know, individuals to explain first of all, my finances, which they don't know. I'm not gonna even tell them all my finances. I'm just telling them what they want, like, you know, whatever, because my intentions wasn't getting a vehicle. It was just asking about, you know, what it was with the when you're paying because I'm so used to just paying the vehicle off. It's mine. I never rented until I owned. I never rent to own on a vehicle. You feel me? Or at least on whatever, right? Obviously, I didn't know nothing about it, so I wanted to dig deeper. So the individuals that's on the phone with the officers hiding behind the same vocals, which is, you know, that's a crime. You're not supposed to be calling nobody trying to hide your voice on anything, right? So I'm looking at it like it's money. Like you can't, and they're sitting back repeating, ear hustling and repeating my privacy when I'm talking to one of the dudes, one of the workers, right? So the dude that I ended up was supposed to talk to, I talked to over the phone. He was a stalker, and they had a crusty dude in there. Now, mind you, they're on camera themselves. So the dude is in there, some crusty dude, and he's literally older, like, you get what I'm saying? But he was bad hygiene type, you know, and he's in there talking to them like, oh yeah, I got this. He didn't even get a vehicle. He went in there to go and talk about me. Because those officers invading privacy and all the cyber stalking and all this other stuff, right? You know, in these lawsuits, we can take every vehicle they got. We can take their franchise. We can take everything. They don't know how these lawsuits are going to work. But they are throwing away the jobs. That's a given. They are throwing away their freedom. They're throwing away all that because they're being told to. Obviously, they're going to. You feel me? Like, regardless. But, yeah. It's not hard to bound them up. It's not hard to, you know, like, we protested against racism in an apartment. You feel me? Like, that is what it is on that note. You feel me? But as far as, like, following around and having people, like, try to harass and all this other, like, come on now, like, that's stupid. You feel me? Like, so I just left it. I left it as is. Walked away and took it like I only really wanted to ask what it is. I already knew, like, you know, it's gonna be revealed, like all this cyber stalking that's like a given. You feel me? And then what made it crazy is all the mall is like right down the street. You can literally walk to the mall over there in Hawthorne. You feel me? So I look at it like this. They don't have an excuse. But it is money. You feel me? It is money. I'm not looking at that like it's one of those things where it's something I need to take personally. You feel me? Like, that's all money. That's all money. You feel me? So it is what it is. But just to let y'all know, we made a gang of money. Because I know y'all was on that. And once I was out there, I know y'all was on that. Feel me? So it is what it is. That's why, you know, the angel was on it, and I had that vision. Like, look, on these metros, I catch these metros. This is what's gonna happen. And this is on there too. And it had the symbol of the FBI, right? Which everybody already know. Too many people got life messing around on those. Got cameras, got everything, so they use it to confess and all this other stuff, right? And they writing the kids, oh, confess this, and we're trying to do this, and we're all this other stuff. And then when it looks stupid, they turn around and tell everybody they were lying and say they were fake. And I'm looking at them like, you said all this lie for nothing. You feel me? Like, for nothing. But it's what it is. Money. You feel me? But yeah, like y'all have a beautiful, happy Friday. You feel me? Like, and a beautiful, refreshing weekend. But just to put y'all up on game, you feel me? Like on what it is. Nobody's illegal to do that. You feel me? They just confessing. But it don't mean we trust them. It just means they're confessing. That's their way of being away from the department. And then, you know what made it funnier? The fire department was the only one that popped up with the sheriff department. The police department didn't pop up. You feel me? At all. They got a shape again. But they connected themselves to Compton. I already did it in East LA. So East LA, out here in Long Beach, Watts, South Central, Compton, and that's East End, West South Central. Then you got Inglewood. Like, imagine how the indictments happen. You feel me? Like, and then you got them talking identical. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. And then on offer up, that's a total different story, because they literally tell them, you know, and you can hear it on cyber, you know, stalking, because they screaming it out. Oh, and then I'm sitting back timing it, like I'm just waiting, like, okay, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. Let's see if they actually do it. And you know, you're on there, you're doing honest business. They tell you that, and you know, you're waiting. Then you got people not responding. All of a sudden, this never happened, but they're not responding. And then you got all the other stuff. So, you know, I put it in my head like, look, okay, they're using this as a weapon now. They're not doing this as anything honest. They're using it as a weapon and fraudulent. So when these indictments happen, guess what I'm finna do? Now I got the face, the picture, and everything. So I'm just finna take their stuff. I'm finna gaffle it. You feel me? Like, you don't use nothing as like it was a weapon. You could have got the money honestly, whatever you were selling, but to sit back and listen to somebody caught up on the phone, now you're in cassette with that caught up on the phone, and it was only like one person, and she works. That's understandable. You feel me? Like, she works, but her product, I already got one. You feel me? Even though hers was better and way more affordable. You feel me? Like, but she wasn't a part of that. You feel me? Like, but I'm looking at those other pictures and you can see their facial features. Like, and then some of them got the same vehicle, but with different people in different locations. It's like, damn. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, nah. So what I'm doing already, y'all could do the same thing. But what I'm doing already is everybody that I reached out to, now it's already documented. You can't get out of that. You feel me? And then it's documented these officers screaming out all their orders. And it's documented now that they was already listening and consent. So if you're stalking and you're on there, you're trying to pretend like you're selling something, I'm not gonna buy no stolen property, first of all, because I'm not getting arrested for that. That's stupid. You feel me? Second of all, if you're not doing honest business, this is why they did that to Craigslist. So think about it, when Americans want something easy, fast, honest, cheap, whatever, and you're getting on there and it's honest people on there. And now all of a sudden you see all these dudes trying to sell the same thing, and then you see their prices is around similar. Nothing's accurate though, because they're not responding. And when they do respond, they're somewhere all the way, you know, yonder, but they're not really interested in. And you get what I'm saying? Because this officer is telling, I want them to spend money, but I don't want them with this. I don't want them with that, like all this slavery stuff, right? Trying to control a human being. Slavery stuff, right? That's for me a capital crime. You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't finna get a vote with that, right? So I just got it like, okay, now this is documented, so what I'm finna do is I'm finna gaffle that. They use that for as a weapon, so does it give me something to fix on when all of this is over? I can fix on it with honest people and put the money back into the country. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. But just so y'all know, you feel me? Like, I don't leave y'all in the blind with nothing, but y'all know when I do come up with something and I'm posting something, like, it's for real. You feel me?